Good morning, guys. Today, we are going to discuss program number 5, which is about the demonstration of nested if and if else ladder. The problem statement goes something like this: an electricity board charges the following rates for the user of electricity. For the first 20 units, it is going to charge 80 paisa per unit. For the next 10, that is from 201 to 300 units, they are going to charge 90 paisa per unit. And beyond 300, that is from 301, that is 301 units onwards, they are going to charge 1 per unit, rupee 1 per unit. So all the users are charged a minimum of 100 as meter charges. So whatever may be the unit price, units consumed by the customer, 100 rupees has to be added to the total. Now, if the total amount is more than 400, then the additional surcharge of 15% of the total amount is charged. So, as we discussed in the last class, we have different types of if conditional statements. Here we are going to use the if-else ladder. Okay. So to begin with, we are going to declare few variables. I'm going to declare 2 variables of type integer. One is to store the number of units consumed by the customer, and the other one would be the customer number. The other variable that I'm going to create is declared as the charges, which basically stores the computer charge. Okay, printf, let's accept the consumed units from the customer. So I'll just accept customer number and units consumed. Okay, let me accept it. Now, let me give a semicolon here for clarity's sake. I'll put a /n here. Okay. Now scanf, I need to accept 2 values here. One would be the customer number, the other one would be the total consumed units. So comma customer number ampersand customer number comma another value that I need to accept would be the units. Okay, so after accepting it, now here I am going to start the calculation of the charges. So to begin with, I say if units, so depending on the units, I'll calculate the charges less than or equal to 200. As per the statement, I'm going to calculate the charges. So the charges would be 0.08 or say 0.80 or 8, whatever it is, into units, right? Okay. Now, if it is beyond 200, so if it is beyond 200, or it's between 201 to 300, right? So here I'll make it 300. That would be the next condition here. If that is the case, then I'm going to calculate the charges, the remaining units I'm supposed to consider, and the charges will be 0.9. So, but since I'll be considering only the units, between 201 to 301. right? Between unit 201 to 300. Okay, so I will consider charges as 160, 160 plus the charge for units beyond 200 and beyond 200 and 300 be 0.9. Okay, so 0.9 star. But then here I have to subtract the 200 from the units because I would have already calculated, right? Okay, fine. But let me just put this into proper indentations. Okay. Again, I need to consider another condition. What is that condition? I say 300 is calculated. Now, if the units are beyond 300, problem statement, they say if it is beyond 300, greater than 300, then we are going to compute the new charges. Let me just copy this and I will make the changes here. This is 250. So 250 would be the total cost for the units up till 300. And then uh, 250 plus, so it is 1 into the remaining units, right? So 1 into, I need not multiply it by 1. So here I have calculated the charges. The charges are calculated. Now, the problem statement also says that for every person who is using the um, meter, then he is supposed to be added a meter charge of 100 rupees. So let me just do that. Charges plus 100, right? And there's one more thing that we need to check. We need to find out whether charges are greater than 400. If it is greater than 400, we will recalculate the charge once again by adding a surcharge of 15%, right? That is what we are supposed to do. So 15% of surcharge would be this into star 0.15 plus the charges. Okay, so this would give us the actual charges. See, I missed out s here. Okay, charges, fine. So now I will print the statement. I'll print the computer charges. So I'll say the customer number would be, I'll print the customer number there, and charges are percentage point to f, right? Point to f, comma, here I'm going to give a customer number, and then it would be charges. Okay, fine. With this, let me just run the program. So it is asking for customer number and the consumed units. So customer number, I'll just say 1, 2, 3. Consumed units are 345. So if the number of units are 345, then the total charges would be 395 rupees. Let me once again run the program with 123 is the customer number and the consumed units are 120. See, the amount computed is 126. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.